Welcome to 2% Pro, where we keep it real.
No sugarcoat.
I'm Kayla.
I'm Renham.
Let's
get it. Welcome to 2% Pro. Today is our intro video. We will be talking about all the issues that we have discovered through the journey of a lot of student athletes on a serious basis. But a lot of student athletes are dealing with mental health issues, lack of financial literacy, and facing the reality of going pro. So we will be digging through those issues. And I'm going to let KK tell you guys where we got the name 2% Pro, what our purpose is, why we're here, and what 2% Pro is.
Yeah, so well, we got 2% Pro from just the idea, not the idea, but the fact that only 2% of college athletes go pro, which is something that we really want everyone to understand. And our purpose is mainly to impact college athletes and just help them understand that there's more in life than just a sport that you play. And having a backup plan is okay. A lot of college athletes don't have a backup plan and don't really know more than their sport. Like, all they know is they go to practice and they go to class, and that's really it. But you got to kind of have a plan in mind for what's your life after your sport.
True. And we would like, on top of that, we would also like to, interrupt the curriculum within college overall.
Yeah, definitely.
We're using a platform built for college athletes, but our overall goal is to, they don't teach financial literacy and prioritize mental health now in school. I don't know if they did before, but as far as my generation, they don't. So we really would like to call a lot of universities, learning curriculums out and up to better, get us ready, better prep us for adult life, the life after, especially with athletes. Our lives from 10, 12, 8, however old you started playing your sport that you're playing now in college, your life is school and that sport. And your chances of going pro is on paper. It's in research. It's only 2%. Only 2% of the 460,000 college athletes are going pro. That's ridiculous, my dog.
And only more and more, like, there's only more and more colleges that
are opening up. There's more and more scholarships. There's more and more. The percentage eventually is just going to keep going
it's
down.
On the rise,
Especially for women's sports.
Mm-hmm.
There's only I don't think there's more than 100 spots within the WNBA for women. What does that say right there?
I think last draft was the eye-opener. Like all of those, so many undrafted, so many cut, and the prime reason was because there's not enough spots. They're just not, and they can't go make them. They just don't have them.
They don't have the money. Not they don't want to. They don't have the money.
They just don't have it.
So throughout this podcast, we will be talking a lot about those. We also have planned and hoping to plan more interviews with some graduate athletes, pro athletes, and successful entrepreneurs that have once been a college athlete, on their experience, what they learned, what they want to pass on to this generation of college athletes, what we could take from them. Also, hearing from some sports psychologists and how to better react to a lot of the mental health issues that a lot of college athletes are dealing with and hiding and not knowing how to deal with them.
And a lot of that is just to go into play and just let them know, like, you're not the only one. Like, a lot of college athletes are suffering from mental health issues and are feeling like they're on an island by themselves, but in reality, like,
they're not.
There are thousands out there with you.
Yeah.
And those thousands are afraid to speak up just like you.
Yeah.
So
this platform, we hope to do that for the people who can't speak out. We hope to be that voice. We hope to basically, be that voice for everybody who can speak out. Everybody who feels a little timid to speak out. So as far as the mental health aspect, and then some financial advisors to give you guys tips on how to better use your money, better use your finances, whether you're getting money from your school, whether you're getting a stipend every month, or you're only getting one stipend a semester. If you're not getting no stipend, what to do as far as balancing the money you do have, good financial plans, financial literacy tips, all that good stuff that is not really within our school curriculum. And some athletes do and are at a program who, prioritize those things. Some aren't. We actually took a survey of 100 athletes. I'll let KK tell y'all about the results from that.
Don't you have the results pulled up? I'm like, bro, I don't know them off the top of my head. I know the questions he asked, but I don't know the results.
I got y'all. Wait a second. It's a little unprofessional, but we're good.
You left me hanging.
We're good.
Nah, I do not know the results off the top of my head. Nah,
all right, here we go. Here are some of the results.
What you got for me? You can tell me them. I'm gonna feed off of them.
We surveyed 100 college athletes on the 3 issues that we talked about. The realization of how many college athletes go pro, mental health, and financial literacy, and how things are ran at their program. And about 4 of these specifically stood out to us. We kind of assumed right or wrong, basically, on the results. Out of the 100 athletes, 57% of them want to go pro. Then we turned around and asked them, do you know how many athletes go pro? 73% of them had no clue. So, that just right there, that
wasn't really shocking for me. I think the one thing I want to know is the people who said they don't want to go pro. What is your reasoning? Is it the discouragement of the amount of people who don't go pro? Is that just not the route you want to take? What is the reasoning behind, why you don't want to go pro? Because I personally thought we were going to have a higher percentage say that they wanted to go pro. Because what do we have? What was it, 53 you said?
57.
57? Out of 100, I thought 65 would say yes. I personally thought so.
I think it's definitely become more noticeable about how many people actually go pro. And I think the number would be high if they thought their percentages were high to go to the leagues they want to. For basketball players, if they are not going to the WNBA or the NBA, you rarely catch them being, not rarely, but that's where every basketball player wants to go. Baseball wants to go to MLB. Football players want to go to NFL. Yeah. Soccer players, not sure.
You caught yourself there. But let's just this is what I want to say though, is that you can say you want to go pro and still be very much aware of the percentage that go pro, but still have in the back of your head this is my plan B, my plan C, and heck, even plan D. That's perfectly fine, but you can still be no, I would like to go pro. If that opportunity is brought to me, no, I would definitely take it. That, what? So I guess that's why I was more shocked at the nose.
If we change the question from do you want to go play pro to if you had the opportunity, would you? Because if you ask me, if I want to go pro, I would be I'm not sweating it.
Okay.
Because I know the percentages. Yeah. But if the opportunity fell in my lap,
not turning it down.
Yeah, I've been playing ball for 12, 13 years. Yeah, I'm going pro. You feel me? That's every athlete's ultimate goal, but we do have to be real with ourselves. So I think if we would have worded the question, we probably would have got a higher percentage, no cap.
Okay, respected, yeah.
So that's not concerning, but that, stood out to us.
Concerning.
Another question that stood out to us was, does the coach or the program that these college athletes are at emphasize financial literacy. 77% of the 100 athletes said no.
Not surprised.
It wasn't surprising, but it's not surprising because like that's kind of the results we was looking for, but that statistic should be alarming.
Yes, there you go. Oh my gosh. You just hit the money by saying that. That was a beautiful way to say that.
That's so alarming.
Yes.
That 77% these kids, college kids that aren't an athlete, they come and they expect to be not alone, but you're an athlete, you come to be with your team and your coaches. They kind of become your family. Your parent, your coaches kind of become your
that's the biggest thing is that like I don't think a lot of coaches look at it like that. And there are coaches who do, and shout out to coaches who do look at it like that. Like these kids, because frankly we do start college as kids, and these kids are put into my hands. Like these are lives that are put into my hands. I have minimum 13 lives put in my hands now. These are my responsibility. And there are some coaches who look at it like that, and some don't. Yeah. So the ones who don't look at it like that are probably falling in that 77% category. Not worried about teaching them financial literacy, because frankly, you guys, players spend so much time away from their parents. Like, if you're going to recruit kids out of state, 2-3 states away, they're not seeing their family that much.
And I was just talking to my mom because, I'm playing basketball, so it's not like this for all college athletes, but I don't get to go home now that I'm going to a school outside of Charlotte because basketball takes away fall break. We have practice on Thanksgiving, so unless you want to take a drive and then come back because we got practice the next day. Christmas break is from the 22nd to the 25th. We got practice on the 26th. And if you make it to the conference tournament, you have no spring break.
You have no spring break.
And depending if your school has the money or not, you're in there summer 1 and summer 2 session.
Yep.
The longest break you're going to get as far as for a basketball player is 2 to 3 weeks between spring semester and summer semester, and then between summer 2 and fall.
And we're just 3.5 hours away from home. Think about people who have to take a fly. You have to fly.
People who aren't from America and want to stay in America, but they don't emphasize financial literacy, so we get thrown out in the world. And if we don't go pro and we don't have money thrown towards us, we end up getting a job, living paycheck to paycheck, wasting a whole daggone free degree. We gotta be the voice
wasting time.
We gotta be the voice to spread this knowledge. Like, this is not corny. This is not boring. This is what nobody wants to teach. And quite frankly, a lot of people don't want to learn it. They just want the life. They don't want to know what comes with it.
I don't think it's that like. I don't know if it's such a aspect of like people don't want to learn it. I think it's so frustrating to think about because like. We're on our senior year, and it is frustrating to think about, like, waking up every day and, like, bro, next year, we about to be done with college.
Right.
And, like, and so many times, like, they emphasize, like, oh, like, you really need to know what you're doing. You really know what you're doing. You don't want to get out there and not know what you're doing. And it's, like, it's just so frustrating to think about because never, ever, as a human in life, you will ever have it all put together. It's just impossible. Yeah. So it's, like, sometimes it's just, like, well, okay, like, I may not have it all together, but, like, when you're in college, they make it seem like, bro, if you don't have it all together, like, you may not do all right in life. Like, no, I may not have it all together right now. So, like, I just think it's just, like, it's so frustrating to think about. Like, people want to learn this financial literacy and learn about managing money and learn about having options after college and learn these things. But the biggest thing to me is just, like, it's so frustrating to even think about. Like, why do I even have to think about this? Especially as a college athlete, like, you might not even have some free time this weekend.
Yeah.
Like
it is. It's a lot to think about. When we was teenagers, we swore we wanted to be adults.
Came and smacked us in the face real quick.
All the responsibilities are dead. Bills, dead. Credit, dead. Everything is just dead as it. Dead. Just dead. You feel me?
Anyway.
So, That the 77% of the 100 athletes said their coaches did not emphasize financial literacy. So
shout out to the other 30%. What is that math?
Shout out to the 23%.
Gosh, that was awful math I just did. 22%.
You good? Shout out to them.
Yeah, because that's big. That's really big. That's actually out of 100. That's actually a pretty smooth amount. Like, yes, 77 said no, but 22% saying yes.
I think that's kind of solid because the athletes we reached out to, we didn't reach out to entire teams.
No, we reached out to.
They were individuals.
Everywhere. I had people who didn't even. I had so many that weren't even in the state.
Yeah,
and I had some on D1 level, D2 level.
I had all 3, 4 JUCO.
I think I had a few. I think I had 2 JUCO, 3 maybe.
And I was really frustrated because I had people JUCO reach out to me and say, "I don't even get no stipend." I'm like, "Do you get financial aid?" And it's frustrating because they're living these lives of a D1 athlete, study hall, individuals, film practice, school.
Some D2 athletes don't get stipends.
And some of them don't qualify for financial aid. So whatever money they get from their parents, they don't even have the schedules to really get a job unless they work dog hours. Now they're dead tired for practice. Now they can't get playtime because they're not bringing the energy they're supposed to. Now they got mental health problems.
It's definitely a cause and effect thing. It is. It's
insane.
But however, I will say that some of the most, personally, from coaches that I've spoken to, some of the most caring coaches are on the D2 to JUCO level because they don't have a scholarship to sell you. They don't have a stipend to sell you. So to get you to come to my school is like, the only thing I got to sell you is my program and what I'm gonna teach you and what I'm gonna help you learn and things of that nature. So no, I don't have no full ride to give you. But I might have a little incentives on top that I can figure out and do some things. But from what I heard, that's some of the most caring coaches you're going to run into.
They probably are.
Because D1, man, the school's selling itself. You know what I'm saying? We got top-notch facilities. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, we know that. But what else? You didn't build this facility.
And
you didn't pay for it.
I think parents that send their kids to college as an athlete should start asking those type of questions.
It's where it falls.
You're giving my daughter a full scholarship. Thank you.
But
however, and a lot of parents jump at that because generation before us, there's a lot of our generation to our first grads.
Yes, I'm a first grad.
And then I know my mom was first grad. So I was the first grad off free scholarship. I mean, it kind of count for something.
It counts for something. You're not in debt, bro.
They hear free scholarship and free school, they jump.
Oh my God.
Parents need to start raising the standard.
Yeah, this is
your child. Once you know your child is D1, I'm sorry. If you know your child is D1, you know it's D1. So therefore, you need to really start looking at all the D1 schools and comparing the worth, the value of that program. Now you got multiple D1 scholarships. You need to start looking at the value now.
Obviously, your child has something to bring to the table.
You need to start talking to alumni.
Yeah. You need to. You know what I'm saying? What do you have to offer? Okay, a full ride. Duh. All of these schools is going to give my child a full ride.
So how are you going better?
How are you separating yourself? And don't miss me with the BS. Oh, we got a nice facility, brand spanking new weight room. No, I don't want to hear that. No. That just means you're going to have my child in the weight room 6 o'clock in the morning. Okay? No. What do you really have to offer as a coach? Stop selling me on the school. I can look up the school by myself.
And the facilities.
Yeah, the facilities, schools, it's all online. Sell me on you as a person, your coaching staff. What do y'all really have to offer?
Because as an athlete, we are around our coaches and our teammates every day.
Yep.
And since nobody else really understands our schedule, I mean, we have friends that aren't athletes, but the most people we hang out with are our teammates. So if my child, I don't know, my hypothetical child, if they are athlete and it comes to time for them to choose a school, one, it's their choice. However, I will be looking at, first of all, the kids you recruit. That says a lot. Second of all, like your value as a person. What are you gonna? My kid is going to be molding into an adult. I want to make sure it's around good adults.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a
big.
deep topic.
That's big. It's something we're gonna get into, but that's definitely big.
And I feel like next generation after us, so our kids, us as parents, will be more particular and won't just jump at a free scholarship, because a lot of us, the numbers of how many kids are going to college now versus when our parents were.
Yeah.
Big jump.
Yeah, the free scholarship, you're not gonna be able to just walk in there and be like, I'm giving your kid a free scholarship no more.
Yeah. Like, what else are you gonna do to make them a better adult?
Or sliding any of that illegal money under the table, because we know what y'all be doing.
Yeah.
But it's gonna have to be more than that.
So, last survey question that really stuck out to us and goes towards the mental health. We just asked 100 athletes, have you suffered from any mental health issues while being a college athlete? Excuse me. 69% of them said yes. I thought it would. I don't know what I thought. I don't know if I thought it would be more or not.
I really don't know what I thought about this question either, because I've talked to so many athletes and so many have said they suffer from mental health issues, and it is so sad to hear. But I've talked to many who have suffered from mental health issues on so many various levels as well. And yeah, I was so up in the air about this question. Like, I don't want to say I thought I expected more, because it's not like I'm just like wishing, those type of things.
Yeah.
But I just think it's more like we enter college at such a, like, we're children. Not children, but we're kids.
Impressionable
yeah,
age.
And like that jump from high school to college, it is so big. And like a lot of people don't understand that, especially coaches don't understand that. And not even just like on the sport level that you play, but like just like with managing classes, managing your sport, like it's all a lot. And
romantic relationships play into that.
Like, imagine being an only child, or imagine being raised by a single mother, and you're 3 states away now.
Yeah.
You know the toll that's going to take on you as a freshman?
And you got younger siblings you might have helped take care of.
And now your mom is calling you every day because you're not there, because you was her backbone.
And then some parents, not me personally, because the moment my mama took $5 out of my account, my first check at Charlotte, I went and got my own. But there's a lot of, I know people personally, and then I know people who told me that we aren't as close, but they've told me.
Yeah, there are a lot of depending parents out there who take from their children.
Who take advantage of the money that their kids are getting.
Take.
And they hit them with the, you owe me. We didn't ask to be here.
Yeah. Parents do very much. We
didn't ask to be here on this earth. We're grateful now, but
it's not a.
No, you should say keep that money and learn how to. If anything, you should be. If you're gonna take the money, it should be to put in a savings account for after college or something. Like, people taking their kids' scholarship money, like,
you're only digging them in a deeper hole, to be honest.
Not even that. You invested the money in all those tournaments. It was an investment for a free education.
Yeah.
You saved the money.
I agree with that, yeah.
You saved money. Like, you literally saved money, because to go to school costs 10 times more than that.
Please, don't even get me started on that.
So to get your kid to graduate debt free, they don't owe you nothing. I'm not gonna say that. I feel like I owe my parents the world. I'm not gonna kid here. But money wise, I just feel like
it's more than a money thing, though. Like as in owing your parents something, like it's more than a money thing. And on top of that, when you start taking from your child, like they start looking at you differently. It starts becoming it's not really
more attention.
Yeah,
like
it's not like a, now I don't want to give it to you. Like, you just taking it. Like, now I don't want to give it to you. Now I don't want to help you. Now you feel
it's never really, touched this much money and you taking it.
It becomes an entitlement thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't become a like, I feel like every child in a certain aspect, like, feels like they owe their parents the world. Like, I feel like I owe my mom the world. But, like, if you start taking...
When you in college, this is your time
to figure yourself out as an adult.
yourself out. It sucks that you cannot be around your family.
Mm-hmm.
As I'm in my senior year, I'm realizing that this year, because it just asked me when next time I'm coming home. My senior year, I don't know if I'm going to be able to come home that many times, because this is my time to figure out me. Yeah. What I'm going to do next year. Like, this is your time to grow as a person, to start building your financial habits, to start realizing that your parents were responsible for, you know, a lot of your emotions and the way you came up as a child. But after 18, now you are responsible for how you react and how you choose, you know, to be as a person. I mean, that does play a lot into it. But anybody can change. I believe so. Some people don't believe that. I do. So therefore, like, for parents to hold that weight over a child and be like, you owe me this and that and that, I find that so toxic. I find that so unfair. Like, no, this is my time. Whether you decide to have that time or not, I'm not going to speak on it too much. Because I ain't got to be out here talking about people's parents. You know?
Yeah, it's a
touchy situation.
It is a very touchy situation, but I have heard situations like that before, and it does drive
a wedge.
It does. It drives a wedge, and it can cause athletes mental health issues, because, I mean, you know, like, how do you approach a situation like that with your parent? It's like, because at the end of the day, like, you don't want to lose your relationship. Yeah, you don't want to lose your relationship. Like, especially if, like, it's a single mom. Like, you my only parent. And you know, my dad wasn't there. Like, so what am I... Like, I'm not going to try to do anything to jeopardize this relationship, but, like, in the same token, like, that's not right. Like, what you're doing isn't right. So,
I'm not trying to start no beef with nobody's parents or nothing like that.
Nah, me either. This is very, like, all hypothetical. Like,
but I've suggested to a few fellows, and even tried it myself. Parents play hard. They play hard, you feel me? They might threaten you and say, I won't be there for you, or I will cut you off financially. Give them 2 months. Stand on your own feet for 2 months.
2 months? Wow.
2 to 3 months. Stand on your own feet. They're not going to let go of their child. Especially if you're in college. You're in college, you playing a sport, whether you're just a college student or playing a sport. You going to cut me off while I'm in college? While I'm doing something with my life? If you can stand on your feet for 2 or 3 months and show your parents that if you are not going to be happy for me, or let me do me, or let me become the person I'm become, I will do this by myself. It might hurt, but to have that mental blockage in your head from the people who raised you, the people you love the most, it is toxic. I don't care if it's I don't care if you are mentally not healthy. You ain't no good for nothing. It's like the saying, if you don't love yourself, you can't love nobody else. It's the truest saying out there. It just is. So if you got this problem with your parents, I advise you to save up your coins in about 3 months, 4 months. Save your coins up to stand on your own feet for a while. Tell them they gonna have to deal with what I'm putting down as I'm figuring out who I am. Say it respectfully, though. Don't disrespect your parents. That's rude.
Never.
That's rude. But yeah, I'm telling you, like, once you realize you can stand on your own 2 feet, you realize that you can do this thing, and your parents, they gonna see how great you are in doing that, and you think they put all this work in not to be part of your great story? No. They gonna be like, let me get in back good with them before they start making some money. They're not gonna.
Oh man.
Yeah, cause we putting parents in homes this generation. Bye.
Buying parents whips. See people on IG buying parents AMGs. Oh my goodness.
No facts.
Jesus, they treat their parents right. This generation is going crazy.
So
Parents
yeah,
are not missing out.
they not. They not.
It will pop up a month before your glow up. How you know I was about to go crazy like this now?
Parents know. You
Parents
gotta
got
show
that
them.
Parents got that instinct.
You gotta show them
They
that you
just
can do
pop
it
up.
just by yourself. Not completely by yourself. It's good to have help. It's good to have support. However, everybody has a strength in them that they've never used before.
Yeah.
You gotta pull it out. You should never be stuck in a situation. I don't care if it's your parents, your brother, your sister, your girlfriend, your friend, your best friend, your grandma, your grandpa. I don't care who it is. If they are mentally affecting you negatively, then you need to figure out a way to respectfully
Pack it up.
separate yourself until they realize what y'all's relationship is worth to them. Once they realize the relationship is worth something to them, they will adjust to where the relationship is beneficial mentally for both of you guys.
Yeah.
And if they don't adjust, then I'm not saying you gotta cut your family off, but keep them at a distance, because that's not good for you. So
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree.
we've talked about what we're gonna be talking about in 2% Pro, but we have not introduced ourselves.
Wow. Okay.
30 minutes in. Sorry. So I am
You're
Rena.
sitting over there with the outline. Okay.
I am Rena. That should have been first. My apologies. I am Rena Green. I am a senior. I play basketball at UNCW. I am from Charlotte. And I chose to do this podcast because these topics and college athletes, this generation means so much to me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna get deep on y'all, but I'm an old soul. So I look at things from a different perspective from my generation. And a lot of times, it hurts to think about. It hurts me to think about the issues that we go through as a generation because of the things we've been misled by and the lack of knowledge we have because of the schooling and stuff, and we just feel like we're following this path. College used to be something that got you to being successful. College don't make people successful no more, and that bothers me. And being a college athlete and having so many college athletes with these problems, and they're my peers, and they're people who going through things that I went through my freshman year, my sophomore year, this year. And I would like to not only be the voice for people who cannot speak out, but also like get insight from people who've done these things that we have done, and be the midway path between the older generation and our generation, because I love learning from the older generation. A lot of people do not have the patience and understanding to learn from the older generation. So through this podcast, that's why I wanted to do this, and hopefully change some lives of some student athletes for real, because my generation, it means a lot to me. I'm not gonna cap. I don't know. I'm not soft or nothing, but
You're pretty soft.
I'm not soft, bro. I'm just saying.
If y'all know Rena is soft.
I'm just saying. We can't prove these old people right. I be talking to old people. They be calling us soft and stupid and dumb. And I be
You
like,
literally said on the test podcast that our generation was soft.
we are soft, but we gotta, that's what I'm saying. Like, we gotta tighten up for real, and we gotta start educating ourselves, because it hurts. In this COVID, I'm not gonna speak on COVID. I'm not gonna speak on this vaccine. However, it has shown me last year's what happened, presidential debate, election, 2020 election, the protest. All the stuff that's been happening, the way my generation's reacting, I'm not saying nobody is wrong or right. I'm not saying that at all. However, I think we could do better.
Okay.
I think we could do better as a generation.
Yeah, our generation could definitely do better.
Yeah, so
For
that's
sure.
me. And
We lack in a lot of areas.
We
but
do.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm Kayla. But everybody calls me KK for the most part. I think I want to do this podcast. I want to do this podcast because...
Hey, back it up.
What am I backing up for?
Tell the people. Tell the people who you are, KK, how your perspective is valid
I got you.
to these subjects, to what we are talking to.
Okay, my perspective is valid because I've been behind the scenes for 2 years now working as a student manager with UNCW's women's basketball. So I've got a lot of behind the scenes action, seeing how coaches operate, seeing how players operate, seeing all of that. So that's why my opinion is valid and my and things of that nature. Now I want to do the podcast because I've wanted to do a podcast for a while. I wanted to do like a sports podcast in the beginning, but I didn't really know what I wanted to do it on. And when Rena brought me this idea, I almost thought it was like a... How can I explain? It was like a ground...
God-like
No.
energy.
Yes, but no. It was like a groundbreaking idea. It was like, this is what's kind of missing in the sports industry. Because this is a subject that a lot of people are kind of like scared to dive into because a lot of college athletes do like that area of expertise of like knowing what they want to do next, knowing what they're doing in college. Like a lot of these college athletes don't have it all together. And there are coaches out there who don't really care. They just worried if you getting on the court, getting on the field, things of that nature. And so I feel like this podcast is what's going to separate, or is what's going to help us, is what's going to help college athletes understand a lot and really set the tone for the next set of college athletes going in. So I think that's big.
Yeah. So we both have passion for this. We want to help our generation.
Yeah.
Not necessarily help because we haven't figured it all out, but we definitely want to share the research we found.
Yeah.
We want to be the one to communicate from the older generation to you guys, let you know what we all could do better as student athletes, and building our knowledge together. I've been going on a journey the last year on thinking for myself. I've always thought I was going to go on this career path similar to my mom. Kudos to my mom. I love her. And she's a very successful woman. However, I realized that this is my life and I want to take my own journey. And I realized that everybody wants this life. But I know how I wanted my life. And I don't want that life everybody wants. I don't want fame. I don't want, I want pure joy. And I feel like doing this right here it already gives me joy. You feel me? Just the chance to really change somebody's life.
Yeah, we talked about this before, whether we impact 10 college athletes, it'll feel like we did
10,
something.
5, 2. If 2 college athletes reach out to me and tell me your show is helping me, your podcast is helping me.
I feel amazing. Wow.
Yeah, that's all. That's
what it's about.
It's all about. So for this coming up week, we will be dropping a few questions on our page, personal pages, and 2% pages. We want to hear you guys' experience. We want to hear everything will stay anonymous. No school, no name, no nothing.
Yeah, everything.
We just want to have as much feedback as possible. So we want to know you guys' experience dealing with your mental health issues, whether your coaches supported you positively or whether they kind of dug you deeper within your mental health issues. We'll later survey and ask more questions about other topics, but right now we are interested on the mental health aspect. It is so big within the college athletes world, and we're gonna drop some more statistics from you, hear from sports psychologists very soon, and we really want to know what people are going through other than the 100 people we talk to. We want to know. So we will be dropping that for you.
Yeah, we're gonna be dropping that so we can talk about it on future podcasts. Like she said, everything's gonna stay anonymous, so don't worry about that part. If you don't want to go, too in detail, like if it involves other people, like if you want to leave names out, like we respect all of that.
Keep it broad.
Yeah, if you keep it
broad,
in detail, like but just know everything's gonna stay anonymous. But it will definitely help us hearing experiences, so we could talk about it and just kind of let other people know, like, you're not the only one out there, and like, cause right now we only have our two experiences, and we just want to hear other people's.
Yeah, so. Just imagine if you're a senior, you went through something your freshman year. Are you comfortable telling us? Tell us, because it might be some freshmen listening that need to hear that.
Yeah, definitely.
If you just transferred from far from home or came back home and you experienced something, somebody else might do that next year. They might need to hear this.
Yep.
So if you feel comfortable sharing your experience, we please ask you to do that. However, that's it. This was our intro video. We wanted to let y'all know a little bit what we'll be talking about. Outline 3 main, subjects we'll be hitting on some way, somehow, every podcast.
Yep.
We'll also be throwing in a little extra entertainment here and there. But most of all, like, we just really want to change lives. We really want to impact this generation. We want to make the older generation upset. We want to, educate ourselves, educate y'all, educate ourselves together. And yeah, that's it, dude. So
yeah, thank y'all for tuning in to 2% Pro.
We will be dropping every Sunday starting this Sunday. What's the Sunday date?
Oof, I think the 10th.
September 10th.
I hope it's the 10th. That's embarrassing if it's not.
And we're dropping this Sunday and every Sunday after that. So y'all tune in, y'all subscribe, y'all listening every Sunday while y'all cleaning y'all house. If y'all clean. Hopefully y'all clean. But yeah, that's it. Peace out, yo.